Okay, good morning, friends. We are live here this morning. Hey, good morning, friends. Thank you for having Grace with us this morning. We had a little tough technical difficulties with our internet, but we are live, so good to be back. I'm Stacy Krolak from the sunny state of Arizona, also running for your 2024 National Treasurer. But today we are here with Sip with Stacy to spill the tea and shine a light on a wonderful leader within our council. And the idea behind our leadership live stream is to take a deep dive into our leaders and how they are living our mission, vision, and values to our council. And the idea behind that is that we lift as we climb as leaders, and we are holding on to the leader that is bringing us up, but we're also holding on to the leader that we are taking along with us. We're wrapping our arms around our community. We're being diverse and inclusive, and we're making sure there's room at the table for everyone. So I could not be happier to have Eileen Oldroyd from Orange County, California with us today. Everyone give Eileen a huge round of applause.
Thank you. I hear like this, like a stadium.
Thank you for your grace in getting this internet up, but we are here, Eileen.
Finally, we got it. We got it.
Good, good, good. So hopefully we've got some friends out there in Facebook land that will jump on, and they've got some questions. If you have any questions today as we go through our interview with Eileen, please just throw them in the chat and we will answer them as we can. I see Rochelle has given Eileen some love already.
Aww.
So many times, Eileen, when we talk about the council and we talk about our professional credibility and what the council does for us, could you shine a light on what the council has done for you in your leadership journey?
Oh, wow. So the council has, if I could break it down to what the council has done, it would take a very long time, more than the 30 minutes that we have here. But I think that we truly are, we live our mission statement and build leaders for the industry. And I didn't see myself as a leader per se, like I didn't pursue being the president of our local network. I just wanted to be better. I just wanted to work on my self-confidence and courage, because my natural human habitat is to be a wallflower. That's like, it's like hard to believe. It's so hard to believe, but it's like, I just want to be a wallflower. Nobody noticed me. But through encouragement and through people tapping me on the shoulder and through a lot of hard work and self-development, I've just turned into my own personality. At some time, I was in like this uncharted territory of who I was as an individual, because I was so comfortable being an introvert and being timid and always quitting. That was one thing that I would just, I would say, oh, I could never do that. Oh, I'll try to do that. And, I just fell down or just like made excuses of why I couldn't. And I just met so many people that went through much more adversity than I did. And I thought, well, God, if they could do it, I could do it. So it's just a combination of the opportunity to get outside your comfort zone in a safe place, and being mentored even quietly by women who are extraordinary, and men, 10% male members, that I realized it's like, wow, I can be somebody that I didn't think I could be. And it just kind of all came together. And I love who I'm really. Am I comfortable in my own skin? I'm still getting comfortable in my own skin, because like I say, I'm getting to know myself still after 10 years. But Women's Council is such an extraordinary organization if you open yourself up to it. I think that's what you need to do. You need to realize that it's not going to come to you. You have to meet Women's Council where it's at and take advantage of everything that has to offer you.
Wow, thanks for sharing that, Eileen, because it's just amazing to me to hear, such a strong leader, that you would say that, you were shy and that you weren't one to step up and talk. I can't imagine that, knowing you now. So
Yeah,
look what the council has done for you. That's just such a testimonial. So to all of you
I
that are
know.
out there listening, if you are shy, if you are the person that doesn't want to stand up and even lead us in the pledge or give an inspiration, stick with us, because we will rub off on you. And before you know
Yeah,
it, you'll be up there giving a speech, right?
right. Because true leadership is encouraging people where they want to go, whatever that is. And I know that we hear this a lot when we're talking to people on the local level, where they say, I just don't know if I fit in. I don't think I fit in here. It's like, well, then you go where you do fit in, because it's because you want those people that say, oh, I'm thinking about running for my board of directors. It's like, okay, I'm thinking about being president-elect. Okay, let's work on it. Let's work on it. And it may not be right now. It could be a year from now. It could be 5 years from now. But you want those people around you that are like, oh, okay, this is what you want to do. Let's get you there. And
Right.
those are the people that I aligned with. It's like, let's get you there. Okay. And I was scared. I mean, I was so scared, but no guts, no glory. Like if you want to be an extraordinary woman, like the people that you see up on that podium, what Women's Council changes lives. It's like, you can get there. You can get there. But it just, you need to align yourself with those people that believe in you, and you have to walk through that eye of the needle, babes. You got to walk through that eye of the needle, and it's so worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if maybe the person that you see in front of you, you do not connect with, just don't stop there. There's somebody else in our council that will match up with you, that can help you. So keep looking, because we have all different kinds of leaders and all different kinds of people that are looking for help. So you just got to keep looking, because we will match you eventually.
Eventually. Yeah. And I've matched with people out of my own state. I have people in Georgia. I have people in Michigan that I've aligned with. And that's the beauty of why it's important to travel with Women's Council too. Go to those state meetings. You don't have to be a president and president-elect to go to the state meetings and go to the national meetings. Anyone could go. We open it up to anyone.
Anyone can go. And if you're a new agent and you are a new Women's Council member and you're just getting started and you don't have that budget, go on our Radius website and find those leaders and do a Zoom with them, because there's other ways, or text with them. There's other ways to communicate if you don't have that in your budget yet. And so don't let anything be a barrier, because we will help you.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter who it is. What doesn't matter what position they have. It's like, that's the Women's Council way, is support and community, support and community. And if that person isn't supporting you, oh, Mr. Terry, thank you, Tal. My husband just brought me a cup of tea. Yay. We create leaders. So it's like we want you to, I think what it is that we, not only do we want you to be better, here we go. We want you to be the best person you could possibly be, whatever that is. And whether it's within the council, yay, or whether it's outside of the council, just give the Women's Council credit. If you're, that's all we ask.
That's right. That's right. Give us credit. We love that. And we've been so fortunate to have so many leaders lately. Elizabeth Mendenhall and Leslie Ruda Smith that give us and shine the light back on us of where they started. So we're so lucky. I see Mary Perry in the chat. She's given us some love out there from Las Vegas. I was just there for their installation.
Yay.
So thank you, Mary. Thank you. So now I want to talk about the power of influence and mentors, Eileen, in your leadership journey that have maybe tapped you on the shoulder and helped you along the way. If you could talk about that.
That is, yes, power of mentorship and power of influence. So, when you open yourself to Women's Council, because my husband, he's not a big fan of Women's Council. He calls it the cult. He goes, it's the cult. He says it's a religion. I think because when you realize the power of Women's Council, you're like I'm in it to win it. I'll be a member for life because it's so extraordinary. And it changed my life. And that is the first thing that I noticed, was how anyone could be a mentor. I was influenced by how certain ladies dressed. I was influenced by how certain people did their public speaking, how they organized and engaged an audience, how they led in their local association or a state association, how they used women's council to leverage for their local politics, and how they networked, how they built a business around women's council, how they, like you and your referrals are insane. Like there's so many things that I was influenced by with the ladies that were around me, with the leaders that were around me. And so I've had a series of mentors. Some of them knew that we were kind of influencing each other, and some of them didn't. Some of I just admired them. And you are a mentor for me, how you run your business, how you allow things to just kind of not bother you. You're like, oh, that's not going to bother me. I'm just going to move on. And your focus and how driven you are. And so I think that mentors are everywhere in this organization, everywhere. And also the people that treated others badly have influenced me, where I'm thinking, I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that style of leadership. I don't like that style of management. I don't want to do it that way. So it kind of, you're looking at influence, people that influence me positively and people that influence me not so positively. And even myself, like I look back now and I look at myself as a local president. I'm like, man, I was not that great of a local president. I did not have a lot of emotional intelligence skills. I was just, my behavior back then. And I was talking to Angel Sparks from Omaha, Nebraska about it. We did a program at National. By the way, this is Boo. This is, as Cassandra would say, this is my business partner. Actually, this is one of the executives. This is an executive. Yeah, I'm staff, right? There's no ego in leadership. I know my place. I know my lane. I'm staff. And what was I going to say? Oh, about positive and being a local network president. So, but I was talking to Angel, and she said, "Did you learn from that?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. I learned what to do. I learned what not to do, is what I learned." And when I see somebody treating someone like that, rather than saying she's not meant for women's council, it's like, is she coachable? I think that is where we miss a lot in this organization, is that we look at somebody who's behaving not so good and we say, oh, they're not for women's council. Oh, we shouldn't they're not experienced enough for that position. It's like, no. If they're coachable, then let's work with them, because they know not what they do. So let's teach them a better way. Let's give them a better path.
I agree. I agree. Because you know what? We all make mistakes, and maybe we're having a bad day. Like the saying goes, we never know what someone is going through. So why not give a little grace and see if we can just shift that behavior and turn that around? Yeah,
because it's kind of like, if all you have is a hammer, you're going to treat everything like a nail. Maybe that's their only leadership skill that they know. And a lot of times we find out that, and this is a interesting philosophy that I learned years ago with Women's Council, is that these ladies, I always say ladies, when I think members, I should say members. These members are really good at managing their business, managing their family, managing their finances. But when they get into a women's council position, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like they're not doing so good. They're not doing so good. It's because they're really good at managing. What we train is really good at leadership. There's a difference. And it's like, okay, we need to give you, once again, they're always approaching it with the manage, hammer. Like, let's give you a screwdriver, let's give you a drill, let's give you a level, let's put all the tools in your toolbox so you can look at this differently, so you can teach, so you can lead differently rather than manage, you're leading.
I'm thinking some power tools and a nail gun.
A glue gun too, a Cricut, I mean, we're always throwing. We need rather than a toolbox, we need like a room. We need like a a she shed. We need a she shed and a man cave.
I think we can fix anything with a glue gun now.
I know, duct tape, WD-40, and a glue gun. We got you. And that what's that glue, like that really powerful E6000 or E2000 glue?
Oh, Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue. Yeah.
Well, because, it never fails. You're at conference and the zipper on your skirt doesn't go up and you need a pair of pliers or something, or, you get a snag. And so we need to have a box of just stuff, for emergencies.
It's true. The true story. We had our California meeting. Tammy Knoll was there, and somebody stood up and said, "Does anybody have a safety pin?" And I just happened to have a safety pin on the back of my collar from the dry cleaner that I was just too lazy to take off. I have a safety pin. Always be prepared.
Yeah, you have to. You just never know what's going to happen. I know one time that happened, I think to Chris Lee somewhere. I think we were in Texas, and she's like, "My zipper on my skirt," it never fails. So we have to carry a few tools with us wherever we go as women leaders.
Yes. And that's the other two things that it reminded me of is that I love the Women's Council philosophy, because you can go anywhere and find a Women's Council member, and that you just know that you will be friends, that they will take good care of your customers, that we just have this bond of being Women's Council, that we get it. Like we want to level up. We want to build the industry and elevate ourselves and elevate the industry. Mm-hmm. And the other thing that it reminded me of is about always being prepared. Mm-hmm. Is when you're talking about influence, is that leadership truly is influence, how you influence others, whether it be negative or positive, because people are always watching you. Like many of my mentors didn't know I was watching them. And I was always watching, always looking from the bottom up and from the top down. We're always looking at leaders. We're always looking at who's got potential. We want to tap them on the shoulder and elevate them. And I think it's so important to be a good human at all times, even if no one's watching, and no one's watching. It's just be that 1% better, be on, if you need to get it out, because if you're in leadership, it's tough. So sometimes you got to vent. You just do it in that very small circle of trust, and don't do it in writing. Do it in that very small circle of trust, get it out, move on. And then, but always be on, always be better, always influence in a positive way, always.
Absolutely. And that's something that Women's Council has taught me is the servant leadership, because my leadership, when I was in my Subway franchises, my leader wasn't the best leader. But that's all I knew. But I knew it was more than that, but I didn't have anyone to show me. So when I got into the council and I saw, I'm like, oh, this is what servant leadership is. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And when we served as national liaisons, I know that all three of us had this extraordinary experience with one another, because none of us had egos in it. We truly wanted to do what was best for our members. And I remember at the very beginning how I watched you grow as a leader at that time, and you softened your edges a little bit, and you became more accepting. You became more you became you were already a strong leader, don't get me wrong. As Arizona State president and regional vice president, you were already a strong leader, but you just blossomed into this woman of like, I'm like, I just want to be, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like, I'm like, you're like your full potential. I think that's what it was, is that you blossomed into Stacey Krolak, S. Krolak in Munns Park. It was just phenomenal. So it doesn't matter where you are, you could always grow as a leader, always. And I think at the end of that, it was so hard for us to be no longer together on a weekly basis, because all of us grew and learned to love each other and accept one another in a profound way. It was an extraordinary experience.
Oh my gosh. So to the audience out there, just so you know, Eileen and myself and Sheila Moran from Texas, we were the 2021 national liaisons, the first liaisons, and we actually served that position for about 15 months. Jeff said, do you want to start early? Because we need help. And we all said, yes, let's do it. And so we did. And what we did as a group is we decided to do a little retreat and really bond and make a commitment to each other. And we did. And I have to say, it was the best leadership of my life. I love it. At the end, just like Eileen just said, we wanted to cry. We didn't want it to be over because it was just a beautiful, beautiful journey of leadership. And I learned so much from Eileen and so much from Sheila. It was just beautiful.
And I think what made it so magical is that we not only did we find our own strengths within the group, is that we also accepted each other's for what wasn't our strength. Like you knew it was hard for me, like you started the PowerPoint. So Stacey, if you wanted me to start that PowerPoint, it was going to take freaking forever. But Stacey would just start it, right? She would start it, and I was so grateful for that. It's like, thank you, God. And then at 3 o'clock in the morning, like I'll be this fairy in the background, like fixing it and working it. And Sheila was great at scripts. Like she would write the script. And so we just kind of, I think the team building in the beginning, and I think it's crucial for local networks to do team building, whatever it is, going out as a group, low budget, high budget, I don't care. Just do that team building together, because I think that's easier for you to accept one another for your strengths and challenges that you have as individuals. And we never got upset at each other for the challenges that we had. It was like, oh, it's like Eileen's a little late again. Like, okay, let's get started without her. Like, okay, let's get started without her. I never felt negativity in the group for the challenges that I had. It was like, okay, we're going to work it. Whatever it is, we're just going to get it done, because our members needed us. Our members needed us. And what made it extraordinary is we got along so well that I think our members benefited from that too.
Absolutely. Hopefully they could feel the love that we had for each other, because we really did.
We really, really did. And I think that's you and somebody, let's say you're having a governing board meeting. I know. Let's say you're having a governing board meeting and you're really moving along in the governing board meeting, and somebody has a negative attitude. That negative attitude will bring everybody down. Just that one person can bring it down. And so everyone can be really positive, and that one person's just like, now, although let's be fair, discernment, do we need to listen to that person and why they're saying no? Absolutely. But if they're bad attitude, it's like, oh, so don't be that one, don't be the one that brings it down because you're not getting your way. It's called consensus. And how many times did we have opinions about where it should go? But it was like, okay, well, okay, that's what if you guys feel strongly about it, okay, let's go, let's do it. And it became our idea, not one person's idea. It was our idea. So just don't be that one that brings it down because you're not getting your way. It's called life. You don't get your way in life.
That's right. And we're servant leaders for our membership. So if we always think in the back of our minds what is best for the member, it's not about us. What is going to help the members? And if we always keep projecting that forward, and that's our goal, then I don't think we can go wrong.
And let's talk about servant leadership a little bit more, because I think it's a concept that we talk a lot about, but we're just like, oh, okay, just like whatever that is. And I always talk about this expedition in Asia. It's just a story. So it's this expedition in Asia, and these people from, let's say, England. My husband's from England. They need to get to this particular village that's hundreds of miles away. So they're looking for a guide, and they're in this little village, and everyone's saying, "Find Leo. Leo's your guide. Leo's your guide." So they find Leo. He looks like this little homeless guy on a mat. And they're like, "Are you Leo?" He's, "Yeah, I'm Leo. So can you take us to the village?" He goes, "Yeah, I live there. I'll take you to the village." So they're going through the mountains and he's teaching them how to find food for themselves. He's teaching them how to get medicine. He's bringing them water. Essentially, he just wants to make sure they get to the village in one piece. And on the way, he's teaching them how they can survive. So when they leave the village and they go back to the city, I should say, back to the city, that they can find their way on their own. He's setting them up for success. And when they get to the village, there's this big celebration for Leo and everyone's partying and they're just happy to have Leo back. And the villagers are like, wow, you're really happy to see Leo. You know, isn't he just a villager? And they go, no, he's our chief. Like what? Like what? It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter the position that you have. You get your ego out of the way. You set everybody else up for success so they can go on their own way and mentor somebody else with that same kind of philosophy. And I love ending it this way. My favorite way to end it is that it doesn't matter what zodiac sign you are, be a Leo.
Or a Scorpio.
Or Scorpio. Exactly. Or a Scorpio. It is not about you. It truly is. It's not about you. And I think we get so caught up in titles, so caught up in titles. And I remember going to I remember flying somewhere and I just watching the people, not knowing their background, not knowing their story. And at that point, I thought about Elizabeth Mendenhall as well, our leader, our NAR president in 2018, I think. And
she was number 6. I just know her by number 6.
Number six, the sixth female president in our 100+ year history. My God. And I thought, she's an extraordinary woman and nobody knows who she is when she gets on that plane. And nobody cares, really. Nobody cares. And I thought, but she's still graceful. She's still pleasant to everyone. And I thought, that's who I want to be. I want to be that person, no matter where I am in the world, that I'm pleasant, that I give somebody a compliment. Like I just gave somebody a compliment on their nails or hair. It was at Costco yesterday. She had red in her hair. I'm like, oh my God, your hair's extraordinary. I love it. Just little things like that. How you influence people. Be a Leo. That's what we mean about servant leadership.
Exactly. I was just fortunate enough to ride on an airplane to and from one of my destinations with Elizabeth Mendenhall. And we shared an Uber too. And she is just such a gracious leader. It is just amazing because when you think she is, NAR past national president, over 1.6 million of us. And she is just so gracious with her words of inspiration. And I just admire her so much. Yeah.
And still leading, still being part of the organization. Because I know our past presidents, sometimes on a local level, state level, whatever, you never see them again. They're gone. I'm out of here. But she's still training. She's still leading. She's still influencing. Like, ooh, like, wow. You can still make that's the thing. It's like, you could still make an impact by being around, by just being around and still giving advice and still being an extraordinary human. You don't have to have a title to do that. You don't have to have a position to do that.
Right. Well, she led our strategic planning for national. Remember that, Eileen?
Right. That's right. And that was, we always go back to Jim DeLizia. Jim DeLizia is our facilitator for strategic planning. And it's just so, having a different frame of mind was refreshing. Like, oh yeah, we didn't ever look at it that way. It's like, yeah, I thought so she did an extraordinary job.
Yeah, I really enjoyed her perspective too. So I thought she was great.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. Okay, so be a Leo. I like that. I love that. Okay, so let's talk about the power of opportunity and what the council has done for Eileen and opportunities. What doors have been opened that you never thought that you would walk through?
Well, I never thought that I would walk through public speaking.
Okay.
I never, I never thought that I would. I actually, wow. I mean, that was an opportunity, an extraordinary opportunity.
Uh-huh.
There's, okay. This goes under the philosophy of never burn a bridge.
Okay.
When you're always trying to be better, when you're always trying to be a Leo, always trying to be a better human, people are always watching, and when you do when they see you do the hard work. I think I was just at a meeting the other day for my local association, and I was talking to a former state president, Jean Teagan, and she's like, I just could not believe who you've turned into and the opportunities that have opened up for you. And I'm like, no, nor have I. I never expected that I would be a chair of the Sustainability Advisory Group at NAR. I never thought that I would chair a task force for the California Association of Realtors for Sustainability and Climate Change. And that through the hard work and how I led the group, I won an award. I won an award from the president of California Association of Realtors. I'm like, wow. So it's like these, because Women's Council is not only involved in Women's Council, they're involved in state and national, that they will tap Women's Council members on the shoulder because they know that they work hard and they know that they know how to, like a plug and play type leader, and that they'll say, you know what, you need to tap this person on the shoulder. So we get tapped. Women's Council members tend to get tapped on the shoulder more on state and national because we've already proven ourselves. And our former CEO, Jeff Hornberger, he said when he worked with his job, one of his jobs with the NAR leadership was to make sure they're ready for the podium, that they knew where the script was, they knew how the microphone worked, when they would be called to the podium, etc. And he said there was one group of people that were always ready, and they were the Women's Council ladies or women members. He said the Women's Council members were always ready for the podium. They were confident, they knew how to speak. And he said, I couldn't say the same for the NAR leaders. It was the Women's Council leaders, those ones. The other opportunity that I want to talk about is sometimes the opportunity isn't there yet. And sometimes we get so caught up in this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, I want to be a state director, I want to be an NAR director, I want to be a state liaison. It's like they get so eager for a particular position, and when they don't get chosen for that position, they get upset, like, oh, how come I didn't get that committee chair, how come I wasn't chosen for this? It's like, breathe. It's the journey. Yeah, you may have more experience. Yeah, you may know more people. But what I love about the journey of leadership is that there's divine timing. And I didn't get chosen for NAR chair for land use. I really wanted to be chair of land use. Surprise, Green Eileen, right? And I didn't get chosen for it. I was a little depressed about it. Like, oh man, I really wanted that. And I thought, you know what? There's so many other things for me to do. And there's so many other things for me to learn. If I was in land use, I would have been in that funnel for like 3 years. That would have been all I was concentrating on. And I wouldn't have other opportunities, other extraordinary opportunities that popped up in the meantime. So I think that we shouldn't be so attached to where we want to go. I think we need to be attached to the journey within and how we can influence others along the way. And so when you do have that responsibility, that you're like, wow, this is amazing, kind of like lower your expectations when it comes to your position, the positions that you want. Sure, make it a goal. One day I hope to be CAR president. One day I hope to be national president. One day I hope to be chair of the Leadership Academy at NAR. These are all things that one day I wish, or one day I hope. But in the meantime, I'm going to do my hard work. I'm going to tell people this is what I'd like to do one day and see what opens up, because I'll be involved in this organization for a long time. So let's just enjoy the journey. And when I happen to have that big badge, usually they're ugly, but when I happen to have, but when I have that big badge, it's like, I'm going to own it. But then until then, I'm just going to own who I am. Until then, I'm going to own me.
That's
Bam.
right. That's right. And there's something to be said about taking all the rings of your leadership journey and not skipping around and disrupting,
Right.
why not? There's something to learn by every single leadership position. It's so important because your knowledge and your expertise are building on each level.
Yeah, exactly. I say there's deep roots. The deeper the root, the stronger the leader, but also the better the team player. So it's kind of like, if you want to look at it, it's well-rounded or well squared. So the deeper the roots, the better the leader, but also the better, the bigger team you have, the better team player. Like that's what I look for in the potential of a women's council leader. If they are a great team player, no matter what their position, I'm like, that's a great leader. That's the person I have my eye on. Because usually the president's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm like, no, I'm not looking at you because you want so much attention. But if you are standing back a little bit and putting your team in front of you and setting them up for success, I'm like, that's the person. That's my person.
Yay. That's the person.
That's the person.
I love that. I love that. That's wonderful. Do you want to talk a little about your NAR Leadership Academy?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, NAR Leadership Academy is such an extraordinary opportunity. And they take people from all different backgrounds, from all different states, and they put us, the best way now to see it, they put us under pressure. Like we have a lot to do in a very short amount of time. And they are like Women's Council, they're building leaders for the organization. And they put us in this compression to see who rises to the top and like who's not necessarily not going to make it, but it's like who has their strengths. What are these people's, all these different strengths? And so we learn about NAR, we learn about ways. I have to say, we don't learn about servant leadership like we do in Women's Council. Women's Council is a totally different vibe, but it is how we get along as a group.
Okay.
And those who need the attention, those who don't need the attention, those who are the drivers, those who are kind of like sit back and let it roll with it. But in the end, I think this is the biggest benefit out of it, is having this circle of friends that you do everything with. Like when we travel to the NAR meetings, we meet with our class. When we're at President's Circle, we meet with our class. When we're traveling, we meet with wherever we're at with a member who's from North Carolina, from Chicago, from Washington, from Florida. Like we want to make it a point to get together with them and see where they grow, right? See where they grow and celebrate that. It's like one of them is just finished his presidency of Kentucky. Another one just got installed for the state of Illinois. We have another one, Sherry Daniels from Yakima, Washington. She just finished her state presidency of Washington State. We're talking the state association, not Women's Council, the state association.
Right.
And then so it's just extraordinary, really extraordinary. But you got to work. Like Women's Council, you have to work. This is a different kind of work, very different, and a lot of D personalities at NAR. And I'm an S personality, so I'm like, whoa. For a long time, I didn't fit in. Like, wow. It's like a bunch of Stacey's. They're driven.
Oh my gosh, the reason, audience, that I'm laughing so hard is because Sheila, Moran, and I are more of the D, and obviously Eileen is the S. And so we would be like, we got to get this done. We got to get this done. And Eileen would say, well, how do you feel? And Sheila would say, doesn't matter how we feel. We have to get it done. Sorry. But you know what? We all got along so fun. And it was the matrix of all of us that made that year so beautiful. And it really, we were able to identify what our disc profiles were, and it helped us get along throughout the year because
Yeah.
we knew each other.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so that is a key. So
Oh,
boards out there, local, state, do your disc profiles or your
yes.
strength or, you know, or your color chart or whatever it is. Find out what those
Yeah.
personalities are, who your team is, so you know how to approach them and know how to deal with them, and you understand why they say things. It will make your life so much easier.
So much
It
easier.
Really, really,
Oh
yes.
my God. Like you learn patience with me, but I learned how to give a short answer.
Yeah.
Like, the short answer is no, or the short answer is yes. Like it's like, and sometimes I would apologize. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm getting long-winded. Sorry. Like, get to the point. You guys are so patient.
We love you, Eileen. We absolutely love you.
I love you too.
I learned so much from you. Now, this is one of my favorite questions. I learned this when Connie Myers interviewed me.
Oh, Connie, she commented. Yeah.
Yes. I think she's in the comments there.
Oh, that's great.
She said she wanted to watch you because she loves you.
Oh, Connie.
And she asked me, and so I'm going to ask you the same question. Were you born a leader?
No. No.
An answer to the D.
Yeah. There you go. Your D. There's your D answer. No. Oh my God. I wanted to be a leader, but I realized when I was local president, the reason I wanted to be a leader was because I wanted the attention. I'm the youngest of 8 children, and it felt good. Being in the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's short-lived. You know, when I was no longer local network president, it was like, oh, I'm a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure none of us have ever experienced that ever.
No.
Yeah, ever. And so I had this empty feeling after I was local network president. And I thought, okay, so I became district vice president, and then I was kind of, you know, this is a tough thing to say. It's really tough to say, but it's like, you know, I was adored again because I was district vice president. And then there was somewhere along the way where I'm like, why am I doing this? Really? Am I doing it for me? Or am I doing it for those wallflowers that I was, or I still am? I mean, I still am a wallflower. It's my default, it's my natural habitat. And I thought, I need to get out of my own head here. Like, why am I doing this? I'm doing it for the wallflowers of the world. And for anyone that says, I don't think I can, like, yeah, you should, and you will. And I think that's when I started really realizing that I could influence people from my heart rather than from a badge. Like, that's where I want to influence people. Mm-hmm. So I think that I don't consider myself how do I want to put this? I consider myself a leader because of how I like to have a positive influence in the world. I don't consider myself a leader by my resume. Mm-hmm. I consider myself a leader because it's like, I want everyone to be better. I want everyone to be more extraordinary, and that you can have the fulfillment every day. When you're a positive influencer in life, you feel good every day. Mm-hmm. Rather than when you're on the podium. So mm-hmm. It's like, that's where I feel like where I hope I can make a difference.
And you do, Eileen. And that's what's beautiful, is because you're really singing the songs from your heart, and it shows. And that's what is so beautiful, because you do, I see you want people to shine, and you have that ability to help. So thank you for being that servant leader. It's beautiful.
Got me a little choked up.
I know, but That's what you do for me. And I know I've seen you do it for other people. And that's why I love you so much.
You too. I love you too.
I want to talk about your mom because when I
Mom.
came out for your installation, was that 2019?
Yeah. No, that was
Okay.
2020. So it was
20
January 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom.
Okay. So uh, Eileen puts her mom and she gets interviewed by Elizabeth Mendenhall, and it was so beautiful. And Eileen's mom is just a joy. I just
It's
love her.
hysterical.
She's so funny.
Yeah.
So tell about her program show that she has to watch every day and that you're not allowed to call, and then also talk about what she calls Facebook.
Okay. So she calls Facebook Space Face. So it's Space Face. Space Face. I'm like, Mom, MySpace is like a decade ago. Like that just died. Maybe 15 years ago, Space Face. Space Face.
Funny.
Space. And so she has her staples that she watches every day. Gunsmoke at 1. Do not call her at 1:00. She usually answers the phone because she lives essentially alone. My brother lives with her, but he's gone most of the day. So don't call her at 1. If you do call her at 1, she'll pick up the phone and say, "Why are you calling me? Like, I'm watching Gunsmoke." Like, sorry. She also watches Gomer Pyle and Columbo and, oh God, what's the other one? Columbo, Gunsmoke, there's some, Perry, what's that? Perry Mason?
Oh, the detective.
Yeah. Perry Mason.
Yes.
She loves Perry Mason, and she'll say, the only thing I don't like about Perry Mason is I figure it out. I'm like, but Mom, the reruns have been playing for centuries. So I was with Mom. I'm trying to get her into assisted living. She's the one that she wants to just die in her home, essentially. But what I love about this particular place, it's like a cruise. They do activities every day. They have happy hour. They take tours. They get them a little van and they take neighborhood tours. It's just this really active, happy place. And mom's commute is from the bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen to the living room. That's her commute. And I said, Mom, look at your commute. You have this whole hallway. So she's just resistant to going to assisted living because it's changed. But I know that the final chapter of her life would be so enriched if she did. And we're walking down a hallway and she sees another woman in a walker. I wonder if they have walker races. So if they sees another woman in a walker and she has a conversation with her and she comes back to the elevator and her eyes are bright and she's smiling and she goes, "Oh my goodness." And she said, these old people, maybe they need me because I just brightened up her day. And I said, "Yes, Mom, these old people." Mom's 92. She's 92. Everyone's younger than her. These old people. Maybe I do have a purpose.
Oh, she'll be organizing parties. I could just see her. She'll be the leader.
Oh yeah,
of the facility.
And that's the other thing that I think I also told myself I'm not a natural leader or wasn't born a leader because my mom's a natural leader. She's the person that bosses everybody around. Mother of 8 kids and Sicilian. So yeah. So I thought that I needed to lead like her. I'm like, right. Oh my God, I could never lead like her. Yeah. Through Women's Council, I realized I could lead like me. Like that's different. Everybody has their own leadership style. So lead like you. Everybody else is taken. So I asked her one time, I said, "Mom, I'm having this problem with a member. She's really disruptive. She's very controlling. And I just don't know how to deal with her." And she said, "Well, just do what I do." And I said, "Oh gosh, what, Mom?" Because she's led the Italian Catholic Federation. Anything my mom is in charge of, anything my mom joins, she eventually becomes in charge of and she never leaves. She's that leader. And so I said, "Mom, please help me." She goes, "Well, what I would do is I would just go up to her and I would say, 'Nobody likes you.'" I said, "I can't say that." She goes, "Why not?" She said, "It works every time. They just never come back."
Oh
And
my
people love my
gosh.
mom. That's how she leads, and they love her. They love her.
They love
Amazing.
her. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Oh my
Maybe because she
God.
says it from her heart. Nobody likes you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez. 92. God bless her.
I
God
know.
bless her. And I
I
love
know.
that she watches Gunsmoke. That's so cool.
It's so cute every single time. They have
Every
like
single
700 episodes. So amazing.
Oh my gosh. Well, we haven't talked about the professional credibility and referrals in our organization. And I just heard Chris Lee speak, and she said the number one reason that people join or members join our organization is
Yeah.
for referrals. And
Yeah.
there's a lot more power in it than I think a lot of people actually realize. So let's talk about your referral business within the council.
If it wasn't for the council, I wouldn't have a business. Like the
Okay.
Women's Council is my business plan. And I like to meet new people. I like to find out their experience. And I like talking about my joy, my other joy besides leadership is sustainability, energy efficiency. I teach the green designation at NAR, which is a blast. It's like I just finished teaching it. Oh, hold on a second. Boo needs to be let out. My executive needs a coffee break.
Okay. I just noticed Jill Russell talked about the Gallup strengths, and I have taken that assessment, Jill, and that is a wonderful assessment if anybody has ever taken that.
Yeah.
Why Eileen was giving the executive a break there.
Yeah, thank you, my little. But that's the other thing. I've taken so many different tests. Like I think the DISC is great. The DISC is great. It's easy to understand. I've taken Myers-Briggs. I've taken the strengths, the love languages. I just keep on taking these tests and tests and tests just to figure out who the heck I am. Like I just don't, even though I've been married for 21 years and my husband has me all figured out, I don't believe what he says. So I got to figure it out.
That's right.
And okay, so back to referrals and part of my business plan. So I always want to find out where people are at, what their specialty is, because I think they always have something to learn from somebody, even somebody who's been in the business for 6 months. I learn things from them.
Mm-hmm.
This business is always changing. So what are you working on? And make sure that I'm not so good at you're so good at your follow-up game. Like Stacey has a follow-up game like no other. Unbelievable how you put people on your newsletter. If you want to learn about referrals, it's like you and Kay Merg from San Diego. Your follow-up game is insane. But whenever I travel, I usually get a referral somewhere. Does it always close? No. But I was like, do you work Irvine? Do you work Laguna Beach? Do you work San Clemente, Dana Point? Yep. Fullerton, Orange County, or the Hood, right? The land of Botox and Bentleys, the Hood.
Yes.
I think that, but it's it's just because you're a member, it's not going to work for you just because you're a member. Very rare. Like one time, one person, she joined, no position, she got a referral. Like that never happens. It does happen, but it is, you got to work it. Just like you work your sphere, you got to work Women's Council.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get involved and once you really realize the potential of the referral biz,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you could definitely make it part of your business plan. Because the hubby didn't want me to travel. Because if you're traveling, you're not working on your business. Like I'm traveling and working on my business. Like traveling is my business.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm traveling. And he's become to realize that. Like
right.
He's and traveling saves my marriage too. Like
yes.
You know, I so bad. I barely call Mr. Terry when I'm traveling. Like I text him, like I communicate via texting. And I felt really bad when we were in Orlando. We were there for a week and I only called him once. It's like, I need a break.
Eileen, you're just like me. I do the same thing. Well, we're so busy. I mean,
know.
come on.
I
It's,
know.
you
I
know,
know.
it's till 11 at night and 5 in the morning, I feel
Yeah,
like, you know,
exactly.
so.
Exactly. I'm talking to people. I room with Joe Kenny. So Joe Kenny's a former national president.
Mhm.
And we left the board of directors meeting. You were at the board of directors meeting for
Yes.
NAR. And she said, I'm in the room. And I'm like, how did you get to the room so fast? And so I think it was like 45 minutes later, I'm finally in the room. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I said, I'm here. We can pack up and leave. She goes, and she said, who are you talking to? And I'm like, everybody. She said, I know you're not going to get back to the room on time, Eileen. I know you're going to be talking to people. I'm like, sorry.
That's what happens.
I know you got to talk to people.
And it's so true. I, like you, Eileen, almost every time when I travel to one of our conferences or to another state or local network, you make a connection, you make a contact. Sometimes it turns into referrals, but that is the beautiful thing. And I have to say, for the new members out there, if you just joined, don't give up, you know, collect those names, communicate with those people, put them in a newsletter or whatever you need to do to touch them, or you text them or you email them. But it didn't happen right away for me, but it built up over years. And now it is a huge part of my business. Ashley and I track every single referral, and we're basically working on about an 85 to 90% referral, which I am so proud of, but it did not happen overnight. We really had to build that base up. So it is possible. And that can be just a beautiful business plan. It really can.
Yeah, beautiful. And I'm glad that you talk about the 4 pillars. So I'm going to take credit for this. I'm going to tap myself on the shoulder. You know how Cheryl Keller came up with Leaders Made Here?
Right.
When Chris Lee and I were Network 360 instructors. So I think I was treasurer of Women's Council. So this is like 2018, 2019. We came up with the 4 pillars. So it was that was when it came out, was back then. So I'm going to take credit for that, Chris Lee. Sorry, because it was my idea. So it's referrals, networking, education, and leadership. Those are the four pillars of Women's Council. And I think that people join for one of those 4 reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about aligning with people with your same vision, that's the vision. So if your vision is referrals, then you need to align yourself with somebody who gets a lot of referrals from Women's Council. And it may not be somebody from your own network. It may be somebody from a different network, but you need to communicate that to, I'm aligning for education. I'm aligning for leadership training. And it could be more than one, obviously, it could be more than one. But I think that will continue your journey with Women's Council if you're aligning yourself with the right people and their own philosophy, people that get you outside of your comfort zone comfortably, and people that you can align yourself with your own business plan. I think that will continue, that'll make the value of the organization easy for you to return to every year.
Absolutely. And you know what's going to happen too is that they're going to teach you or show you, or you're going to see something else that interests you, and it's just going to build. And that's the beauty of Women's Council, because we start here and then all of a sudden we end up here, and we don't even realize it because we learn from each other.
Right. That opportunity. So you talked about opportunity, and there's certain things that like when I was state president or going up the California line, the only opportunity for advancement in the organization was regional vice president or the national line, line. And I was not interested in being regional vice president. Then they created the national liaison position. I'm like, oh, I'm interested in that. So it was just that learning when you are involved in an organization, you learn about the different opportunities. Like with NAR Leadership Academy, that's the other benefit, is that people think that you have to be president in order to be involved. It's like, whoa, there are so many other ways to get involved. Like, you don't have to be president. And so it was just learning about all those different opportunities.
Right.
So it's like, once again, if you think that you could lead just by being president, or if you think that you could have personal development just by being president, it's like, oh, no. no, there's other opportunities for you, not just that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Women's Council is such a huge spectrum and there's so many things. So if you are interested in Women's Council, please contact either one of us because we would love to share our experience and find out where you can fit in and how we can help you. And I think we have gone way over time, but
Wait, oh my God, an hour was supposed to be a half hour.
Love talking to you, Eileen. And we're going to call this the Thanksgiving edition.
There we go.
Time.
The special edition, like because I'm special. Yeah.
Yes. Eileen is special, and this is our first special edition of Simply Stacey Thanksgiving week.
Oh, that's so funny. Sorry.
No, it's you know what? I love talking to you, and
I love talking to you too.
It's just a thrill to hear all of your leadership stories and your journey, and it's an honor to be your friend, Eileen. And I'm going to let you close this out with your Thanksgiving wish to all of us.
Oh my God. Okay. Dang it. My Thanksgiving wish is, okay. So usually I'm going to put my hair down here because I like my purple hair. I have purple ends today right now. Okay. So usually when we're surrounded by friends and family at the holidays, there's always that one person that annoys you, right? That I have a brother, drives me crazy. And I decided that I needed to turn that frown upside down. And I said, with anyone that annoys me, I'm going to find one quality that I really adore about them. And I'm going to concentrate on that quality. Because not only do I want to have a good time, I want my family to have a good time too. And if I'm stressed out and in tension over one family member like that, don't be that one, right? In the governing board meeting, don't be that one.
Right.
So yeah. So if somebody in your family is coming over that really annoys you, I want you to give back to your family by finding that quality in them that you love and concentrating on that so that tension just dissipates so everyone could have a good time. So that is the gift of giving, is the gift of a good time. And if all else fails, have an extra hot toddy.
A Thanksgiving toddy.
Thanksgiving, yeah. Have that extra drink, that extra glass of wine. Well, for us, it's Mai Tai because it's the Hawaiian Thanksgiving.
The Hawaiian Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank Eileen so much for being on Sip with Stacey today. And I want to wish everyone out in our audience just a wonderful Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for and so honored to have you all on today. And remember what Eileen says, turn that frown around and just be extra nice to your family members and everyone around you. Thank you, Eileen.
Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.